Took my hat off.
Okay. Yeah. So what's your name?
My name is Nikki.
Nikki.
Yes. Well, I'm better known as MacGyver.
Yeah.
You know, I do a lot of repairing. You know, I try to fix just about everything. But you know how it goes. You fix everybody else's stuff, but you can't fix yourself. It's not me like that, you know. So yeah, I've been pulling around, trying to fit in. Everybody just wants a sense of belonging, you know, to fit in somewhere, you know. So I found this guy last night, and he helped me out. So I gave him 10 rand to stay here last night.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of getting back on my feet. And then I met Jan, and he's a very nice gentleman, and he actually gave me something to eat. And some money too. You know, God bless. I just finished my pluckies. I want to clean them up. And if your pluckies break, I tell the guys, bring them here, I'll fix them up. I put a little washer and a screw there, because I throw them away. So once you can't fix that and all broken, then I take the rubber, I cut it a bit smaller, and I put it inside your shoe as the inner. Very soft. It feels like you're walking on air. And then if that doesn't work, I cut them in small blocks, and I make sanding blocks. I put sandpaper on, and you can sand. I've got some there with on long sticks, so you make your own files and things, your own tools, you know. So, yeah, so that's me, you know.
So you told me that you were doing music.
Yeah, music. I love singing. I actually got 1 or 2 songs out there on the internet somewhere on the radio, internet radio called, well, the radio is called Wild Thoughts Entertainment. I've got one original song somebody wrote for me. And then I've got a couple of others ones, just cover versions, you know. But you know, country music don't really go far unless you know somebody somewhere, you know. It's not like America. But I do a bit of everything, you know. Music, entertainment, you know. I unfortunately can't play an instrument though, but I can. My instrument is my voice, you know. So, and maybe the way I talk, I don't know. Really, do I? Well, I came to Krugersdorp, and it's very rough here. I thought Tennessee was rough, but this place is crazy, man. No, I'm just kidding. My accent. No, I was just kidding. Well, yeah, I don't know. My horse, I don't know. You know, yeah, they say I can rather be a representative because my looks is not really that great, you know.
Have you done radio before?
No, actually I haven't, you know. I've got this little problem. I'm ADHD and dyslexia, so I can't really. I don't like talking about it, but I can't really read and write Salaka, you know, so that puts me a bit behind. But yeah, I've got a lot of other things. I'm observant, you know, because I had to learn to be observant because I had to learn stuff with my eyes and photographic memory and stuff. So I've worked all these places, and people want to know, how can you do it when you can't really understand the music if you do a corporate function just for black people or whatever. It's the music, it's a universal language. It just drives you, you know, so I found a lot of ways of coming around things, you know. And I come to terms that I do have a problem with my writing and that, you know, and reading. But that kept me also way behind. But that's, you know, I'm meeting in my 50s now, so going to 52 now. Well, I was actually looking much younger. Coming here, I think I lost, I aged like another 10 years, you know. And I like my cheese corp. I'm from the south of Johannesburg.
Yeah.
I lived in Mondior. I was married. I've got 2 kids. My kids are grown up now. Luckily, thank God, they're through school. You know, me being in entertainment and chasing the dollar and nightlife and girls and things, never really got to do the wrong thing. But it's like what they call a double jeopardy type of thing, you know, if I can say. You know, I'm man enough to say it's there, and you're not getting love at home because you're not actually there. Then you're outside, but it's not really. How can I say, your friends? It's just fair weather friends, whatever, you know. So you are. How can I say, it tricks you in a way, you know. And once you decide to choose, and you choose the wrong way, I've chosen home so many times, and it just doesn't work because my wife wasn't so really into music, but she's a beautiful mother. Thank God for her, for my kids, for their mom, you know. I could supply the money, you know. That's what I could do. Because I was never home, so their kids come visit me, you know, and then I support them, whatever, you know, whatever they need. I was doing a day job. I was working for a place called Terralex in Johannesburg, well, the south of Johannesburg, what is it, Boysen State side. I was doing electronics. And then I was doing also electronics, so basically computers, electronics and music all put together, because if you can fix something, blow the amp, you can fix it yourself. So I was like doing my own thing for years, you know, so didn't really realize I was running actually a business, you know. Yeah, so when COVID came, obviously I was just doing entertainment full time, restaurants, singing here and there, but you know, and yeah, then there was nothing. It was like from something to zero, no back pay, no leave pay.
What was happening?
Yeah, so then I really saw my backside, you know, and then as I was falling around, you know, and getting to the wrong things, wrong friends, you know. I must be honest with you. Drugs, you know. I've never drank anything in my life really. I was never not a drinker, not a druggie, nothing. I took my first drug when I was in my 40s. You know, I should have done this when I was like In my 18, yeah. So it like sort of knocked me quite a bit, and, because that stuff really lasts you. You think like, I'll be honest with you, if you've got something in your mind that's bugging you, let's say something happened in your childhood, you're suppressing it, all that worries, all that hate, everything just in a split second goes away. So I got told, I went for counseling and all that, and my conclusion is, all that goes away in a split second. I mean, that hate, that stress, that depression, it's gone. Now they said, when you take whatever the crystal, the Nelpy, whatever. I don't smoke anything. I don't inject anything. So when you take that type of drug, that pheromone it releases, it's the most amazing thing I've ever felt in my life. The hate of getting divorced, the fighting, everything. It just feels like you are the king of the world. Yeah. When COVID came, because now I was living on my on my savings and that, and then you think you're going to come right, and it just doesn't happen because it lies to you basically, and then you want to get that feeling again, and then you have to take more again, and then eventually it just gets more and more and more until you start reaching out, but you're not reaching out because your mind's not right. So people always say you must go to rehab. You can't go to rehab because you don't know, you can't think the right way to go to rehab. It's like you need to be tied to a bed or something, and somebody needs to look after you like a little baby and start from fresh, because then you can come right. They send the people to the rehab, they come back here, they fall back into the same thing. So you need somebody to actually guide you, like what they call it, your sponsor or something, can check up on you, because it actually knows your mind, how you work, because you don't have the guts to find, man, I'm very close to do the wrong thing, because you're embarrassed, or whatever, or your friends, or you want to be in the club, or you want to be the cool guy, or there's so many things, and nobody really wants to talk about it, be honest about it. Anyway, I'm getting emotional. So it's funny how I just get blessed every time. Today, yesterday, the guy there at the pawn shop helped me out. I took some things to him. He waited for me. I left my trolley there, and I brought my trolley eventually here. And then I actually met this guy, China. He was actually I was staying on the pavement there, but we're not allowed to stay on the pavement and make fire. But as I'm a MacGyver, I had a fireplace already, I had pots, I'm making food. People bring your food. If you can't cook it. They give you some frozen stuff, bring it here, I'll make a nice meal. You can feed more people, And that's what I did, but you're not allowed to, so we had to move there too. So you try to keep clean, but before you know it, it's hectic. It's like people just bring things, Just bring things. Yeah, so it looks a bit hectic here now because that's not my stuff. I was just cleaning my sails and stuff. I'm closing up. My workshop, my bed, and my trolley, all the stuff that's on the trolley. These mattresses I picked up in the bush, they cleaned them up and put them on, So basically this is my trolley here underneath. I built, of what I literally left behind after they stole everything. My wheels are running on broomsticks. That's MacGyver style, And so I fix old jackets, like that jacket is complete. Only the leather is coming off, so I take all the leather off. And I just make it a material jacket. It's a nice cut, like I call it a James Dean cut. I just love the cut of it. And it's just beautiful, And I like the tight fit stuff, like everything that fits tight on your body. Yeah, not really tight, but I mean slim fit they call it. My brother used to call it gay shirts, But anyway, like your pointers and your boots and things, And I always wear my boots, and that's also now got stolen with. They took everything, ID, but the license, the car license, I've got to redo all that stuff,
So right now, how do you survive?
At the moment now, guys like you, I don't beg for anything. I'll give you a quick story of what I do. What I did actually the one day at President, and first time I don't even know where to charge my phone. So it's raining, and I'm standing in the queue to go into the President, and the old lady's behind me and whatever. So I let her come forward, and she smiles, and just something clicked in my head, and I said, "Oh, I got a smile." And she walks in, and I got another smile, and wow, and then you nice, and then the next one, we're all smiling. She, you're a very nice boy. I said, "Yeah, no, actually, I'm collecting smiles." What do you mean you're collecting smiles? Yes, I do, because I've got a special machine at home. I take all your smiles and I put it in this machine. It gives me dollars, it gives me money. And I also starts laughing and they give me money. I didn't ask for money. That just happened, And also my friend was with me. We were just talking goals the whole time, We always wanted to try and just be positive. We don't want to hear negative things. We know we are in a negative place. So positive brings positive things. Negative brings negative things. So I'm always trying to say around positive things, And yeah, and being straightforward, and people don't like if you sort of, how can I put it in Afrikaans, is stok in die wiel, jy weet. Ek is actually Afrikaanse seentjie, so.
Yeah.
So stok in die wiel, and then they seem to like push you out, you know, and they'll do anything to like sort of, how can I say, ruin you or whatever, you know. But I don't judge them. Maybe they don't know better, because everybody is trying to survive. It's survival of the fittest, you know. If the car stops you with food, they come running, you know. Here and there you'll find somebody bringing a lady first or something. But I mean, everybody's hungry. I'm forever hungry, because you don't get any of the substance you need, you know, like proper meat, vegetables. There's a lot, you know. I appreciate it, but I get, you know, I don't bite the hand that feeds me. So, but I'm still positive, you know. Some days you do get down and you think, hey, but after everything gonna work, and then suddenly just you come along and.
And then there's a smile.
Yeah, and there was a guy who came past, you know, one of the guys that lived on the pavement there. He was walking on he's got a packet of cookies in his hand. And I've got one of those carved out little animals, you know, like, what was it, a buffalo or something.
Yeah.
The leg's broken off. So I said, hey man, I'm hungry, don't you want to trade for those cookies? What do you like? And I'm looking for some reza so your stuff you collect, you know. Got some cans and tins there. I don't really even do the reza thing. I fix stuff, I pick up stuff, I fix it, I put the sale down, and then I sell it that way, you know. And then I said, do you want this? Yeah, I'll give you 3 biscuits. That's fine, man. I just put the thing up, give me 3 biscuits. So that's what I tell the guys. I don't mind also giving, but you got to learn to give something with something. If you want to smoke, give 2 teaspoons of sugar or something, you know. So yeah, teach the guys, because if you give me money, I said, I don't want to work for money, I'll work for a plate of food, because I got to take everything away from you. Money also is naughty, because it burns your pocket. You're going to do something wrong with it, you know. So rather trade for food or something, you know.
So tell me, what is your dream?
My dream? I don't know, you know, that's a tough one, because I've got so many things I want to do. I always ask the guys, I've got this one question, and I always tell them not to answer me. If God gave you a job, your job is your talent. You can't wait. If there is a God, I'm not very, very religious, but I believe there is something out there, a greater power. But if your talent, I call it your job, what is it? It's the same question. And then don't ask me then. Then I would think it's my way of actually telling the guy, hey man, I've got a talent to make something. I can fix shoes. I didn't even know it, you know, or something. I tried to plant a seed. I don't want anything for it. Maybe it just needs a little bit of water. Maybe not at my time, but to get water and something will happen. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You got to follow the line. You know, you first got to go to the manager, then the manager in charge, and then before you get to the MD, you know, you can't go straight to the MD. You know, so it's very difficult. You know, so I think my job is to make people happy, even if I'm a stepping stone. You know, that's what. It takes something to stand in front of people and sing and make them laugh, because you give something to them, you know. Put a smile on their face. That is what I call in Afrikaans die kolle vir my vuur, you know. I just see happy people, you know. Isn't it better to feel happy than sad?
So now we want to bring a solution. What do you think is a solution to help you?
To help me? It's a difficult one. I would say maybe, like, you know, the easiest way I can put it, you know, if somebody to lean on. Like if you're married, you've got your other leg, your wife or your partner, you know. So if one falls, the other one carries the other one. I think that's maybe it. You know, you have to be with somebody that trusts you, you know, with everything. Sorry. I mean, somebody you can lean on and knows you in and out. That little piece you don't tell anybody, you know, that little piece you hide away from anyone. She's basically standing naked in front of this person. This person knows everything about you. And what happens normally, when you open up that way, that's basically what happens. That's when you lose everything, is when they take that and they just step on it, you know, or something, you know, so just ridicule you. Okay, alright, I'll be fine, don't worry. Thanks, man.
No, it's okay.
Okay, cool. Alright, it's going to blow over. I've got a bit of a depression problem. That's what got me stuck to it, you know.
Yeah, tell me about it.
You know, I know they say it's, you have to go to somebody, you got to go for medication. I've never really been to a doctor. I hate doctors because I believe they don't come back. I hate needles. That's why I don't inject myself with anything. I got no tattoos, no piercings. You know, pretty old school that way. I just wish, for my sake, for the people, I just wish I knew what to do to help people, you know. And yeah, I've been to the counselling here, but they say stop worrying about other people, worry about yourself. I just can't, I don't know. Something in me that if I see somebody and I didn't help them, and something happens, it's on my conscience. So I'm trying to explain to people what is conscience. That people don't have conscience. So I think that drugs they're taking, or I'm taking, or whatever taking, is suppressing that. Because they don't feel nothing. There is no feeling at all. That's why I can't judge them, because your mind is not right. You don't know how to do the right choice, or the right thing, All they know is there's one thing and that makes them happy, and maybe that's the drug or the food. So I always tell them, if you want to buy drugs, I'm not going to buy drugs with this money, I'm buying food, and then you guys can do whatever the hell you want. I'm buying food with the money I got. I've got a good example. Last week when I was sitting in front of the shop there, the guy comes by, same as you. The guy's hungry. I said, oh, we're hungry, you can buy something. He goes to the shop and he buys us a loaf of bread and some chips and a cool drink. And he takes out of 50 rand, and the one guy grabs it, yes, and he starts walking to the shop. And I went after him and I grabbed it back. We almost had a fight. I said, this is meant for food. I'm going to buy food, whatever's left, I'll give you the change. Yeah. And I went and bought coffee and tea and things like that. And that's the type of thing I would do, And they would get cross with me, and that's why I never fit in anyway. But at the end of the day, they all ate lekker and they went to sleep. So I said to you guys, if your tummy is full, you sleep nice, Yeah, once you can't sleep when you're hungry, Yes. And so that stuff also suppresses your hunger, and that's why the people are so skinny and they don't get to pick up weight. So I want to eat first. I want food first. Food is my first priority. Yes. My contraband, is my food. Yes. I like food. Yeah. So.
Do you have any contacts?
I do. I stay in contact with my family. I did. I haven't spoken to them in a while because phones is always a problem. So I had another lady friend where I was actually staying. She actually helped me when I sort of came out of the shelter. Because I came with everything here. I had like 4 trailers of workshop stuff and everything, and it was like Christmas, Things just went. Anyway, that's why I need my partner. She does the times, the dates, what happened where, when we got married, the kids' photos. That's her job. Telephone number. I can't even remember my own telephone number.
So how do you survive the depression?
You do take something. Like people. I will give you an example. Grandpa. Grandpa is bad for you if you take too much for it, So I know a friend of mine that needs to take 10 grandpas in the morning before he can even get up, That's also a drug. So whatever you take is to survive. So I tell him, if you're taking drugs, don't abuse it. If you're taking something, weed, whatever, I take something, I try not to abuse it. Because if you abuse something, that's anything, food, you get abused, or anorexia or something. If you abuse it, it's going to break you. Same thing with drugs. The guys just want more, and eventually it gets bad. They get sore, because they just want more. So if you take it like you're taking a grandpa or something to make you feel better, don't overdo it. People get addicted to pills, sleeping pills, stuff like that. So yeah, if there was something that you can just make you feel better, that's illegal, I think the world would be a so much better place. And obviously they put stuff in that drug that makes you addicted to it. Like maybe caffeine or something like that, for goodness sake. And the other chemicals they make, because they have to try and figure out how to get that endorphins in your mind to explode, So that always is bad, So yeah, I wish I could develop something that can just make you feel good when you feel bad. Not really to sell to the people, but obviously they're going to be selling it because they're making money off it,
You don't have any business idea right now?
Yes, I want to get back into my music, The guy at the shop actually said to me, Nikki, look for a place to stay and then we'll talk about the rent. I'll need a little workshop, I was always fixing things and then I left it totally. I went straight into the music, And when I got divorced, and it was great.
If I say there's a gig for you, what kind of a gig in music you looking at?
The problem is, if you, let's say, just a month behind with music, you're behind.
Yes.
I remember back in the day, I sat on YouTube every day at least 4 hours looking for music. I still get to a function and I don't have the song I want,
So the only thing you can do right now is to be a DJ.
I can not even be a DJ. I could play music in it, but to have the music and know what's cooking, but piano something is the last CD I bought was Kalagatla. But those are, and then the Lanis dance on it, and the Darkies dance on Los Lapi. I couldn't understand what's going on here, So that was the era I was like sort of, and Macy and all that type of things. But that's like buying CDs, but now you can get everything off the net, you know. So basically what I'll do is I'll obviously download playlists and stuff. But when you do corporate gigs, you're working according to what they want, you know, the music-wise. But you got to know sort of the little things, you know, like Brenda Fassie and Mafiki Zolo, Sister Petunia or something. That was a nice song. We went crazy for that, you know. You know, and the Destruction Boys. They just came out when I started going down, you know. And then, you know, I knew a bit of, especially if you're like a portable DJ type of thing, or DJ that travels around. You can't say you DJ Fresh because DJ Fresh does house. They know when they go to DJ Fresh, they're going to get house. You're a mobile DJ. You got to know a bit of everything: Afrikaans, rock, pop, dance, country, whatever. You got a little bit of everything. And then I added a little bit more. I put the karaoke with. If someone sings a song, they can sing the song. I can help them singing too, you know. And then obviously entertaining a bit, you know, speaking on the microphone and that, you know, that type of thing, you know. So yeah, I would be more on the sound engineer side of things. And you know, like I've got this thing, you know, if you get where you're going, don't forget to turn back around and let the next one in line, help the next one in line, you know. That's like all my sayings is about country songs, you know. My whole life is about country. But so yeah, you know, so I would like to help some youngsters to see, okay, fine, you know. I just wish I could get somebody to listen to me and treat me as an equal, you know, not as a person on the street that knows nothing. Respect. I give you respect, you give me the same respect, you know. Respect, you don't get it from a book, you earn it. You lose it in 5 minutes. It takes you 25 years to get it, you know. So I've got a lot of knowledge I can give back to people, you know. Even when I started here with a little workshop, I had so much ideas, you know, like teach somebody a trade, you know. You know, they've got the toolbox here and everything, but it always feels like there's that they only give you so much, and to see, like, I mean, I don't know what it is. It's just a bad feeling for me always, you know, like you got to do what they do before you can do what you want to do.
I say there is a solution for you. What is the solution?
For me, to do a nice duet with a beautiful girl. Yeah, I love my singing. I would love to get back into my singing now. My regrets. You know, I've listened to a lot of these things on TV, and people always, you know, say that what they've done to get to this point, they'll do it again because they brought me now. Now this is actually sort of like now to polish your marbles, and to say they brought me to a point where I met you. I would have done everything the same, you know. But you can't really say that either. But you know, I don't know. I just feel like something's going to happen because why are you here? Like yesterday, there's something. I feel like something is going to happen. Like, I mean, something must happen. I'm here for a reason. That's why. You know, like I say, I'm not really a religious guy, so I believe sort of the universe. If you do wrong, the universe has got to correct itself before it can carry on. You know, so yeah, I'm just positive. You know, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. You know.
So I don't have any regrets.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you know. Yeah. My kids don't really actually know where I am either, so they know I'm probably not doing too well, but I don't want to stress them out, you know, or whatever. No, I haven't seen them for a while. That's one wish I do actually have, to go and see them, you know. Yeah, no, we talk. My oldest boy is just like me. He's also, he was, well, he's still ADHD, so, but he's now 27 already. He's working in that, and we talk all weekend quite well. And then we've got my youngest son, that's Carl. You know, it's Jared and Carl. So Carl is mama's boy, you know. He got more of the brain side of the family. And Jared is like me, hands-on with things, you know. Love people, soft-hearted, you know. Can play with kids, that type of thing, you know. And like helping people. And also, sort of, maybe temper-wise, he is like me also. But you can learn to have patience, you know. I've learned that.
So, if I can organize maybe a shelter or a place that can help you clean up and to find yourself, would you go?
Yes, I would. I'm willing to try, definitely. I've never really been to a place or rehab because I've always just medicating myself. You know, if I've got something broken, I fix it. I did actually, for the first time in my life, got my ribs broken. Yeah. So I almost died. And a guy owed me money, and obviously there's a couple of words. Obviously I provoked it because I didn't know what this guy was capable of. So I had my slops on. I just finished bathing, cleaning, and standing outside having a smoke. I said, "Don't waste my money." It wasn't even a lot of money, but 5 rand is 5 rand. If you don't have it, you know, you can buy milk and sugar with it. and he bumped me, and I had my slops when I slipped, and I hit my back against the pole, and I had a pin there. And yeah, and then they all just look at you. I'm grateful that I'm actually getting a meal, you know. Like I tell the guys, if you got your money, I know I do soundtrack a lot of stories, and that thank you for you, that always puts me on track again. But if you've got money, you got to choose. What are you going to do with your 50 rand? You're going to pay the shelter, you're going to buy food, or you're going to buy a pakkie. Pakkie is whatever they sell here, you know. And then we will get into the shelter, maybe manage to get the shelter. Now I'm sitting in the shelter, his eyes are kite, I'm eating a Dagwood sandwich and whatever else I bought for argument's sake, that then obviously not a Dagwood, but I mean, I'm eating nicely. Then he comes and stands by me, his eyes are kite, and he wants my food. Then that makes me cross, because I asked you, what are you going to do with your 50, you know? I didn't go and buy drugs with my last 50. I went and got myself some nice food and everything, and I'm sleeping nice tonight. For me, obviously the white generation, they would say like, ja, maar jy kon gekies het, man. Ja, ek het die verkeerde ding gedoen toe ek my mind reg was, maar nou is ek heeltemal gebroken. Now I'm totally broken. Now I can't choose what I have to do, you know. Because if they give you 100 rand, that immediately you start thinking, yes, maybe I can do that and that, and I can get out. Your mind already starts ticking, because you know that other thing is going to make you feel good, but then you think, hey, no, it's not going to. Then it's like a saying, it burns your pocket, money burns your pocket. So if somebody can guide you and say, Nikki, now put little goals, little trust, go get this, because I feel like I'm being honest, I will sort of do the wrong thing, because sometimes it's very hard out here.
What are the wrong things?
Take some drugs, you know, like some crystal maybe, or something, smoke some crystal.
To save you from that, what do you think should be done?
I need somebody to be with me all the time.
Like a partner?
Somebody that's like I said, you know, like you're somebody you can lean on.
Yes.
Not necessarily a woman, a friend, everything. I call it bro code. The guy you go to where you can't go to your family, you can't go to nobody. This guy will know everything about you, you know. And you don't get those anymore. Bro code, it's like something. It's like a myth or something. Yeah, well, now I'm with you, Peggy. Actually, your name is? No, that's my one problem. I've got problems with names. Mr. Puma.
Yes.
And that's what I used to do before. I used to give people names about songs. Because because I see the word Puma, I can read it, but I see it as a picture. And that's how I got myself through things, developing a photographic memory of things, and that's how I remembered it, you know, and names of songs, you know. You know, so that's how you remember it. So, yeah, you'll be Mr. Puma Cool Cat or something. And Nikki, ask for Nikki, everybody knows me as Nikki. And then because I'm a very soft person, a lot of people thought I was gay too, until I actually hit the guy with for the first time in a long time. I never left my hands to anybody. But that's another story. I've got a lot of stories. Like I said, the old jackets, the old.
Jackets, yeah, I saw the jackets.
Yeah, see, this is them. I had a nice black one. I bought it to somebody, and they were cold, and I was so sad they took it. But all the zips work, so I take all this off, and then you can color this too. But once it's clean, it's got a different, a unique color, you know, which you don't get in the shop. But all the buttons are there, and it's a nice cut, you know. So I will fix that. And the bags like these, I use the zips. I cut the zip out. I do the sewing, you know, fix all that up. You know, like this is maybe totally ruined now, but the zip is still working, so you can still put something in there. But if it's totally buggered, like I take off the straps, I take off the zip and I put that onto another bag, you know. And then you've got a bag, because you need a bag to put your things, you know. So yeah, that's basically it. And then this guy threw the stuff out of the pawn shop, and I built a trolley from it, you know. That's a old tabletop. You know, yeah. If I could actually start just the end of the whole interview conversation. I'm going to start Waters Anonymous, because I can't stop collecting. I don't know if it's got to do with it, maybe with orders, Anonymous. Like you're going to like AA. Because I take these programs on TV, but I actually can't even get into the houses. I'm scared of that, because I will be able to do that, you know. Maybe run a pawn shop or something, you know, because these guys go and sell things just because they go and they get money, or they see copper, they go crazy. I tell them, listen guys, if you wait 2 days, let me have a look at the thing, you can resell it, know your customer, you know, and teach them. That thing will give me more money if I can actually fix it and sell it, you know. But they just want to get it to the scrap out because they want a fix, or they want something now, you know.
That's true.
But I'm hopeful, so we'll see. Maybe I'm a blessing for them and you're a blessing for me, you know.
So if you can give encouragement to somebody, what would you say?
Encouragement.
Advice, motivation.
The guy playing the guitar, I see him every day sometimes, you know. I just wish not advice for him, I just wish somebody like you can meet him and say, listen, you actually got a talent, you know, and I wish I could just help people without them knowing, you know, like being their guardian angel or something, you know. We all want that, you know. I wish I could do what you do, you know. Like, but sometimes